Hey guys, so I'm on my way to the casino. I went yesterday at around noon, thinking that there would be a 2-5 game, but I guess on Wednesday the 2-5 game doesn't start till around 5 p.m. So I was there too early, but whatever. I played a few hours of 1-3. I was up $140, and then I left with the plan of coming back today at a later time, so I would be there when the 2-5 game starts. But yeah, so yesterday for my vlog, I was talking about, my poker career, and there was a pretty funny story I had that I left out that I wanted to say. So it's funny, so this story, so it all seemed normal to me, but I remember whenever I've told this to people before, they've always told me like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, you should tell people, that should be like a stand-up routine or something. I don't know how well I'll tell this story, but essentially this was the situation that was going on in my house when I was, a teenager playing poker. It was me and 3 brothers, right? So 4 boys total. And at the time we were 12, 14, 16, 18. And my 12-year-old brother won a tournament online for like $3,000. He got a check in the mail for $3,000. And then my parents were like, where'd you get this money from? And he was trying to explain how he won it online. They didn't understand. And then he was saying how, well, what happened was he was playing poker online, and one second. Yeah, so he's playing poker online, and he won some free roll, which eventually gave him like a $10 ticket, and then he won the tournament. And my parents were kind of just shocked that he could get a check for $3,000 in the mail, and they were like, what's this poker stuff? And they looked into it, and essentially my father found out it was gambling, and he was like pretty unhappy about it, and he didn't really like the whole idea of online gambling. And he looked into it, and he was saying how, gambling could be more addictive than drugs, and it can ruin, people's lives, and people commit suicide over gambling, and blah, blah, blah. So essentially, the conclusion he came to was like poker is banned in this house. What ended up happening though was like he did allow us have our friends over to like play cards, kind of, whatever. We're gonna play poker for $5 with friends. I guess that was fine. But online internet gambling, he has said was banned. So what he did is he put a blocker on online poker. And what he thought he did, all he really did was block the word poker from like search engines. You couldn't Google poker, but as long as you couldn't Google anything that had to do with poker, but as long as you went and downloaded like Poker Stars at a friend's house, you could play online poker when you were at our house. But you had to like hide it really well, so you couldn't get caught. If you got caught playing online poker, they'd flip out, we'd get like grounded, they would take our laptop away or something, so it was like a big deal. But so me and my 3 brothers, we all still played a lot, and we were all really into it. And now to this day, me and my youngest brother, we've both been full-time pros, pretty much never got a job. My 2 oldest brothers, they still play poker, but they work full-time. And they kind of lost interest as time going on. But they still enjoy poker, but they're just not, as passionate about it as me and my younger brother. But anyway, so I came up with a funny strategy for hiding my online poker, is what I would do when I would play online, because this time, I'm like 15, 16-year-old boy. When I would play online, I would literally keep an internet website of like porn open on my computer. So I'd have 2 girls hooking up, whatever it was, naked porn, and I would have it on my computer just like on the side. And then if ever my mom or my father came close to my laptop, I would quickly open up the porn, so that's what they would see. And they would get all upset. They would say, oh, how could you watch this, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to get them to not come and check my laptop, because I wanted them to not catch me watching porn. And sometimes they'd be like, oh, Sean, why are you staring at your computer? I was always just playing poker though, right? And sometimes they'd be like, oh, Sean, why are you staring at your computer screen so intense? I'm like, oh, I'm watching porn. They're like, oh, it's 1 PM. What are you doing? And it was a funny situation to just think, because at the time, it was just the normal thing to me. My brothers thought it was a funny way of me trying to hide the fact that I was playing online poker. Just it's oh, you have no shame, And I was like, whatever, it works, right? They don't want to come and look at my laptop because I think I'm gonna be watching porn. And whatever, it makes sense. I'm a 16-year-old boy, loving girls and all that stuff. So, that's what 16-year-old boys are gonna do. But it is just a hilarious idea, because you think about it, so many kids or teenage boys, they're trying so hard to hide porn from their parents, right? It's the biggest embarrassing thing. But for me, it was just all about poker. And the best way, the conclusion I came to, the best way to play online poker and not get caught was to just always have like a backup page of porn on my laptop, so that if ever my parents came close, I could quickly open up the porn. It would cover up, the poker tables on my laptop. They would, maybe get a little disgusted and walk away. And I do think it's a really hilarious story. I feel like I probably didn't tell it that great, because I don't know if people are laughing or not as they listen to this, but just looking back on it, it is just such like a hilarious situation. Like, that was the the strategy I came up with to hide online poker from my parents. But anyways, so the other thing, what else did I talk about? I mean, whatever, I'm just excited to get back to the casino today, play some poker. Yesterday I was there, I was looking forward to playing. I didn't realize there wasn't going to be high stakes at the time that I was there. I mean, whatever, 2-5's not that high, but it's considered the high stakes game there at the casino. It's not as like big stakes as the poker club in Kanawaki, but it's still, the games are, when they do get like the 2-5 game, it's a good game, but I guess it runs more at night. So my plan is to try and play till about 8 p.m. tonight, because I like to get home before my kids go to sleep. So I'm gonna show up to the casino around 2 o'clock, and if I stay there till 8, hopefully that means I'll get to play at least 4 hours of that 2-5 game. What else? Oh yeah, there's something on my mind, random thoughts that I wanted to talk about. Is like, so whatever, I'm always interested in like the United States and history and politics, and I know right now they have like the election coming up with Trump versus Biden, so that's going to be really exciting. But when I look at like the US and whatever, the world if you want, to me the one thing that really like stands out as like the problem in the world essentially is like capitalism and what has led to the wealth gap. So when I think about the wealth gap, right, so what it means is, they say like the rich get richer, the poor get poor, right? And for every billionaire you have out there, you probably have 1 million broke people, right? And now I think there's more billionaires than ever. So maybe there's like 3,000 billionaires in the world or something like that, right? And it just seems insane to me, right? Like I said, for every billionaire you have 1 million broke people, let's say. So I'm just like, at some point, I figure like something's got to give, because as the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger, especially in the US where the wealth gap's like a huge problem, I mean, isn't like something gonna happen? Like, isn't there gonna be a revolt or something? Because the way it's set up is, like you said, the rich get richer, the poor get poor. But then not only that, the poor also have like really easy access to guns. So I understand. So you got the people who are poor and they're getting poorer, but they have access to guns, and the rich are getting richer. So I'm like, at some point, doesn't like something have to happen? Like how, like, I don't know. Also, that's kind of like the point of capitalism, right? The way capitalism is set up, it really just like favors the greedy. So if you're greedy and all you care about is money, and you're very smart, competitive, whatever else, you're going to be successful. But there's no end to it, right? You can essentially, look now, Elon Musk has like, I don't know the number, but I think Elon Musk is worth like $200 billion or something. But that's my point. It's just like, at what point does it get to an end? I mean, soon, you figure in maybe 10 years from now, there'll be the world's first trillionaire, right? So you got one guy who's going to be a trillionaire, and then you're going to, for every trillionaire in the world, how many broke people do you have to have? So yeah, I am just interested how that's all going to play out with the wealth gap. And I think at some point something crazy does have to happen, just by the thought of it. But I think it could be like 100 years or something. It could be a while. I would like to live long enough to see what happens, because I am curious. I mean, look, the US is in a ton of debt. So at some point, what happens to all that debt? And then, like I said, the wealth gap just gets bigger and bigger. And you figure it's almost like a bubble, where at some point something has to happen. You can't just have like, look, we have 3,000 billionaires right now in the world. Are we gonna have 3,000 trillionaires and then something's gonna happen? At some point, something has to happen, right? So I'm kind of just curious what's gonna happen. I would like to live long enough to see, because it does interest me. Anyway, real quick, is there anything else on my mind? Today real quick. I dropped the kids off at school, I Ubered for a little bit, and then my plan was to come home and play some online poker. So Ubered for a little bit, I came home to play some online poker, and for whatever reason, PokerStars was down today. They were doing maintenance, so there's no PokerStars today, so I didn't get to play any online. I don't have any money on Party Poker right now, just because I ran bad, busted my account, so I was just focused on PokerStars the last few weeks. But whatever. Hopefully it's for the best. I mean, I just relaxed, tried to like nap, sleep, chill out, and now I'm off to the casino. So hopefully it all works out for the best. Did a little Uber this morning. No online poker because there was maintenance going on, so just chilled out, and now I'm off to the casino. So, all right. I hope to get lucky today. That's all for today, guys. I hope everything's good, and all right, see you guys. Have a good day.